This is the Rocking Road Show, the only show for bikers, by bikers. Jump on as we talk all things motorcycle, maintenance, accessories, weekly rides, bike nights, and more. With your hosts, Alvie and the 1-3. So kickstands up and let's get rolling.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Rock and Road Show. As always, I am Alvie. We're doing a one-man show tonight. We had some technical difficulties with the 1-3, and I don't know. I can't figure it out. He can't figure it out. So I think it's something wrong with internet connection or something. So you guys just have me tonight. I'm sorry for that, or congratulations, however you guys want to look at it. Got a pretty good show for you tonight. I think a topic that is kind of close to me and 1-3's hearts. Kind of going to be talking about that most of the evening tonight, as well as bike events. We're finally, I think, going to start seeing bike events starting to hit the scene, or at least some news about some bike events that are coming up. So. Yeah, so with that, let's just jump into it. And as always, guys, while you're here, interact. I'll need some of that tonight because I won't have anybody to play off of tonight. So please join in the conversation. If you like what you guys hear, always throw me a thumbs up. And let's get going. All right, so as usual, tonight's episode is brought to you by Misfit Metalworks. Misfit Metalworks offers CNC plasma cutting, iron welding, metal fabrication, and prototyping services, as well as laser engraving. You can contact the Misfits for all your metal needs at 813-598-7409, or stop by the shop and let them know that we sent you at 1913 East Bears Avenue, Unit 1100B, Tampa, Florida. That's 33613. We are also brought to you by Eric Warren Artistry and Dropkick Customs. Eric Warren Artistry and Dropkick Customs is a custom paint and fabrication studio. They specialize in turning custom dreams into reality. EWA offers a one-stop shop for all your paint, metal fiberglass needs, welding, powder coating, motorcycle stereo equipment, air ride systems, custom wheels, parts development, you name it, they can do it. If it goes on a motorcycle, I guarantee you they have it. I just saw some new stuff they've got coming in. Check them out, man. They got some really cool stuff. You can contact Eric Warren at Eric Warren Archeries at 813-503-4764, or stop by the shop at 13215 North Nebraska Avenue, Suite A, Tampa, Florida 33612. And as always, let them know that we sent you. HD, what's up, buddy? Thanks for checking in with us tonight. All right, so what we're going to do is talk about a pretty cool organization and a pretty cool thing that they do. 1-3 sent this to me, and I just thought it was a really cool idea. We're talking about the Rolling Project Odyssey, and this is a charity that is under the Wounded Warriors Project umbrella. Okay, the Rolling Project Odyssey is a motorcycle riding event that takes place, as I said, under the Wounded Warrior Project, and it's also sponsored by Harley Davidson. And what it is a mental health program for veterans, which provides adventure-based learning for veterans who have invisible injuries of war, such as post-traumatic stress disorder and traumatic brain injuries. The program's also available to those with visible injuries. But I like the fact that this one covers PTSD and TBI because so many of these guys are coming back with these injuries, and you can't tell. You look at the guy and you can't tell. Obviously, the guy's missing limbs and things like that. You can obviously tell that they're wounded warrior. But so many of these guys are coming back wounded, and they kind of get forgotten about. Hey, Nicole, thanks for joining. So when I was researching this and when I was looking this stuff up, I saw a lot of comments down in this article that said that many people are asking how in the world is riding motorcycles veteran or therapy for veterans. Excuse me. And those of us who ride already know the answer to that, right? You may remember a few months ago, we had a topic that we had brought up. We found a study that came out of UCLA. It was also funded by Harley Davidson, so you can kind of take that for what it's worth. But what they were able to find in this study was that riding a motorcycle did a few things, right? It lowered the biomarkers for stress by 28%. It enhances your sensory focus, and it increases your alertness. So all of those things are great for people who have TBI, are great for people who have PTSD. So Wounded Warrior, most of us, I think, know who Wounded Warrior Project is, right? Wounded Warrior started back in 2003. It supports numerous Project Odysseys so that post 9/11 veterans from all branches of the armed services can work together in group activities and psychoeducational sessions in what is referred to as adventure-based learning. Um, and as we know, Harley Davidson has been around the U.S. Armed Forces since 1916. It first supplied motorcycles in World War One. Nearly a third of the company's production during that time went to the U.S. Army. And then in World War II, they had over 70,000 units that went to the war effort, both here in the States as well as overseas. Harley Davidson has taken an active role in Rolling Project Odyssey since 2015, and they sponsor numerous rides all over the country. And the cool thing about this is it's not a single solitary event, and it's not like you have to be somewhere. So if you can find these things, they're all over the country. The article I read just happened to be a ride that was done to Daytona for Bike Week, but these things go on all year round, and they do rides everywhere. And I just thought it was super cool. Um, so what they do is they get a group of veterans together, and they take off on a ride. And like I said, the ride can be to anywhere. Generally speaking, they're multi-day rides and they're long distance rides. So gets guys on motorcycles. Um, this one particular ride, like I said, was from Jacksonville, Adamak, Harley Davidson, Jacksonville. They rode down to Daytona. They spent a day or two in Daytona riding uh, uh, the Ormond Loop and a bunch of other things down Main Street, all that stuff for Bike Week. They took off and rode from there to Brandon Harley Davidson, and then from Brandon Harley Davidson rode up to Crystal River to the Harley Davidson up there, and then I think they returned back to Jacksonville. Um, as far as I know, guys that don't own a motorcycle, Harley Davidson is lending them motorcycles. Just take the motorcycle, sign some paperwork, make sure you bring it back to us, kind of thing. Um, so basically, man, just getting these guys out, knees in the breeze, so to speak, as the 1-3 would say, and as Sharpie would say, and just getting these guys out and having some fun. The cool part about this is after the ride finishes, they all sit down and they have what they call a non-clinical mental health education session. And basically, all of the veterans that are invited on the ride are invited to join this little session. And basically, it's like a drum circle, right? A little kumbaya thing. They all sit in a circle. They put chairs. They sit in a circle, and uh, they just kind of shoot the shit with each other, man. They talk about things that happened to them during the ride. Um, and the cool part about it is the gentleman that wrote along with this and wrote this article said it wasn't the woe is me kind of feeling, right? And as we know, most if not all veterans are never going to be, that woe is me kind of thing. They're gonna focus on things and get things done as they can, right? They talk about how the situations on the ride affected them, how they were able to deal with some of the issues. Um, Things that most of us who don't have these injuries take for granted are deliberate and conscious activities for all these guys, right? And they learn through mental health support that they're given on these rides and through the VA and other things that are going on now. You know, the underlying theme for most of these wounded warriors is they were emotionally scarred while serving. Okay. However, that happened, it happened while they were serving. Okay. And they were sent home, right? They had this traumatic event happen to them, or, they got blown up and got a TBI or whatever the case was. And they recovered in a hospital and they sent them home. And unfortunately, um, they're not given the proper treatment when they get back home. A lot of these guys come back and they're all kinds of messed up, right? And they come back and uh, they don't have anybody to talk to, right? They don't have any comrades anymore to support them, right? Because you see, you go out and you see something happen, you come back to, to the fob or wherever you're at, and you debrief that mission. You sit down and you talk about it. Holy shit, man! Can you believe all this happened? Now they don't have that support anymore. There's no intense events for them to focus on. No means to distract them, to keep them, get their mind away from all this stuff. Um, and what do they do? A lot of them turn to different ways to cope: alcohol, drugs, whatever. Right? They go into these dark places, and they don't get out. Right? A lot of them don't get out. We talked about it the other day, right, or a couple of weeks ago. 22 veteran suicides per day because of this kind of shit. So um, the um, the theme that kind of encompasses all those things, right, is they shelter themselves from people because the people around them can't relate, right? They can't talk about all this stuff, um, and they go into these dark places. This program is designed to pull them out of that, right? Get them on two wheels, get them out on the road, get them out of the house, get them doing something so that they're not, constantly thinking about it. And if you can separate them from that thought, even for a moment, it can be a life-changing experience, right? I always look back at Chris Kyle, right? Chris Kyle did something similar to this. He took guys with these injuries, some of them with physical injuries, but a lot of them with these mental injuries. And he took them and took them to a shooting range, put them back into something that they knew how to do and that they were good at doing. And as we all know, Chris Kyle being, the American sniper, right? He could teach these guys to be better at the shooting and things like that. So this is kind of similar to that, right? Just getting these guys out to do something different. Um, and Wounded Warriors Project Odyssey, the program has been substantially productive. Okay, these soldiers um, have beaten the odds, right? They've pulled themselves out of these dark worlds, and now they're starting to enjoy life again. Um, they're rebuilding their lives. Some veterans have accomplished by forcing themselves to get help, right? And it shows how strong these guys really are. And as we all know, and for people who are in the mental health field know, asking for help is one of the hardest things for these people to do. And if getting that help comes in the form of a motorcycle ride and a little powwow session at the end, and that's the help that actually gets them moving again, then Jesus, let's do this stuff all over the place, right? Um, we, you know, these kinds of programs are all over the place. This is just one of many. And I think that uh, with Wounded Warrior being as large as they are, and they have such a wide berth, right? Um, they're able to get this project or get this event, so to speak, out in front of a lot more people. Um, but we wanted to highlight this project because it's just again near and dear to our hearts. But and I'm not going to get too political in this, but I also do want to make a point, and the point is that it's unfortunate, but it's true that our wounded warriors coming home that have the unseen injuries are overlooked, and they're overlooked a lot. And we've got to help these guys. We got to shine that light on those people, on those individuals, so that they can get the help that they need. And if a small Facebook show like this can help uh, shine that light a little brighter on some of these guys, then we're absolutely ecstatic that we can do that. So with that, not to beat a dead horse here, get out, do some research, check these guys out. Um, see if there's an event going on somewhere close to you, and see what in what way you can help, or even take part of it. As far as I know, these aren't just limited to veterans, as far as I know. Um, and if it is, then donate your time or money or whatever it is that they need to help get this going. So again, that's Wounded Warrior Project's Rolling Project Odyssey. I'll just link the main website to Wounded Warrior, and I'm sure you guys can find it from there. So go check that out. Just thought it was a really cool deal that Wounded Warrior is doing. So, all right, cool. So with that, this will probably be a short show because I don't have any banter going back and forth with the 1-3, but we do have a lot of thanks, Garth, appreciate it. We do have a lot of events to talk about, so I want to kind of get into those as well. All I got to say is, man, I'm super stoked that the world is finally starting to come back to some semblance of order, some semblance of normalcy. Um, Going around town and seeing restaurants open again, and seeing, you know, the the ingenuity of business owners will never cease to amaze me. Um, but one of our local restaurants here, basically, they have access to a very large parking lot that isn't used during dinner hours and things like that. So what they did was they closed off their parking lot and they set up tables outside of their parking lot, or in their parking lot, um, with the 6 feet apart and everything, so that they could have somewhat normal capacity. Because you can only have 25% capacity inside, but you can have as many people outside as long as they're 6 feet apart. So, and I saw Ybor City here in Tampa closed the street down to allow that to happen. I know the city of Dunedin is talking about opening up or closing the streets to allow restaurants to fill out into the street. So, um, you know, get back out there, man, because these especially the small restaurants, right? Your family owned restaurants and things like that. Get out there if you haven't been supporting them while we've been stuck at home. Get out and try and get to one of your local restaurants to help them out and get them going. Hopefully bars are next. I know myself, and I'm sure most of you guys out there wouldn't mind uh, sitting down and drinking a beer at your local watering hole. So first of all, Miss Connie from Constance After Dark, she gave me a call yesterday, or gave us a call yesterday, and she's in the process, or she's in the works of putting something together. We were going to do something over at JF Kicks. It was going to be a virtual kind of streaming concert. We're going to have a couple bands come in. We're going to have a virtual tip jar, and donate that money to a couple different organizations. Uh, that got canceled because of the stay-at-home order got issued. So now that that's lifted, we're trying to put that process back together. And as far as I know, they're going to be doing a dry run, so to speak, this weekend. And then we're going to come back on top of that on May 24th and do a full-on streaming concert, full-on event, fundraiser, to be donated to a bunch of different organizations. So May 24th, details to come with that. Like I said, this happened yesterday, the replanning process. So bear with us here in the next day or two. Let us put that together, and we'll have the information for you guys as soon as we get it. Speaking of streaming concerts, we would be remiss if we didn't talk about our friend Jasmine Kane. Jasmine is doing, she's streaming every day, pretty much Monday through Saturday. And I think on that graphic, on the graphic there, it has her streaming schedule. You can go to her Facebook page, which is facebook.com/Jasmine Kane Rocks, and you can basically see the same graphic here. But it looks like on Mondays she's on her YouTube page, Monday Night Bowling /chat. So I guess she brings us along when she goes bowling. Her YouTube channel is youtube.com/Miss Miss Jasmine Kane. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, she's on Twitch and doing performance as well as chatting. Her Twitch channel is twitch.tv/Jasmine Kane. And then Saturday, she's also on Twitch. And then Saturday evening, she does a Facebook Live performance on Facebook. Times are there, channels are there. I will link all of her social medias here real quick for you guys, so that if you want to get a concert with our good friend Jasmine Kane blaring into your speakers at home, you can definitely do that at the very least every Saturday night. So that's kind of cool. Hope Jasmine and her crew are doing well. I know these times have been kind of difficult for all of your performers out there. So anything we can do to help bring some stuff to them, we will do that. So do us a favor, go check Jasmine Kane out. She kicks ass. She's awesome. And I know she would appreciate if you let her know that we sent you guys there. So Jasmine, we love you. Next event coming up, I'm going to assume that this one's still on. I haven't seen anything to the contrary. And this is an event that I'm kind of looking forward to. I kind of want to take part in this. I got to talk to the 1-3 and see if he's down for it. I'm sure he is with his connections to Key West. I know Kim wouldn't mind doing this event too. Kind of talked about it this evening when I saw this, and she thought it was kind of interesting. So who knows? We might be doing this. So it's the Soaked and Sore Ass Poker Run. It's the 23rd annual Full Throttle Soaked and Sore Ass Poker Run. This is a cool one, man. It starts in Clearwater at Quaker Steak and Lube, and it's going to end at Hog Heaven down in Almirada in the Keys. You can book hotels down there all around Almirada, Marathon, Key West, wherever you guys want to stay. It's a 300-mile ride. Each registration, you get 3 poker hands. There's going to be 7 stops along the way. And at the last stop, you're going to get a T-shirt, a patch, and completion certificate. Single rider is $40, and couples will basically get double of everything, and it's $70 to register. You can pre-register at the site that I'm going to link right now. And registration you can do the day of. It'll start at 8 a.m. First bike out is going to be 9 a.m. Last bike is 10 a.m. And the awards will be handed out at 9 p.m. down there in Almirada. So you've got a few hours to make it down to Almirada. They'll be paying out for the first hand, first, second, and third best hand, and the worst hand as well. If you need any more information on that, you can go to Full Throttle's page, or you can give them a call at 727-935-4875. Like I said, I think that's going to be a cool run. Probably be, hopefully it's not a soaked one, but it'll probably be quite warm too. But definitely one to check out. I will definitely be checking it out. So next up is Biketoberfest. I know these are kind of, the next 3 are going to be a little far out, but anything close in right now doesn't look like it's going to be happening. So Biketoberfest this year is going to be October 15th through the 18th. There's going to be live music, motorcycle racing over there at the Speedway, and you can take all kinds of scenic rides there on A1A through the Ormond Loop, all that stuff, man. Main Street. It's a fun event. I've been to Biketoberfest just about every year since I've been here in Tampa. So come check out the Southeast Best Motorcycle Rally featuring motorcycle shows, custom build shows, hundreds of industry top vendors throughout Daytona Beach, and all roads lead to the rally. Biketoberfest.org is your official source for the information. All of these, and these events too are subject to all of the CDC COVID-19 stipulations and guidelines and things like that. So they very well may change or not. So just kind of be on the look for that. Next is this is awesome, man. Leesburg Bike Fest. They rescheduled Leesburg Bike Fest. We had announced a while back that it was canceled. That was because it was back in April. They canceled it, and then through contacts with local business owners, vendors, um, sponsors, all kinds of stuff, they decided that they were going to reschedule it. So right now, Leesburg Bike Fest is rescheduled for November 13th, 14th, and 15th. They chose those dates because it didn't interfere, didn't conflict with any other national motorcycle events. It's going to be the largest 3-day motorcycle music event. They're going to have great things that you would all expect: concerts, vendors, hot body contests, bike shows, stunt shows, venues, vendors, all kinds of stuff. Stay tuned to us here at the Rock and Road Show, as well as LeesburgBikeFest.com. They're updating that as they get the information. I don't know if they're going to use the same bands that they had that they were going to have in April. If they do, it's going to be great because it was a good lineup. But they're probably trying to work all that stuff back around. So as soon as we get some more information on that, we will pass that along. And like I said, you can check out LeesburgBikeFest.com for all of your information on that as well. And then the last one is one here locally. That's the St. Pete Bike Fest, November 18th through the 22nd. That I don't have a lot of details on that. I went to the website and there was a list of bands, and I was like, cool, I was going to put them all down. And then I realized that they were from last year's Bike Fest. So they haven't updated their website there yet. So stay tuned for that. As soon as we know more information about that Bike Fest, we will let you know. The one thing I do know about St. Pete Bike Fest this year, unlike the last few years, is it's going to be separate. It's going to be basically two different events. There's going to be an event that all the vendors and everything, I shouldn't say all, the majority of the vendors are going to be over at Bert's Barracuda there, across the street from Quaker Steak and Lube. They're going to have a stage there for some music as well. And then they're going to have the main lineup of music and vendors and whatnot are going to be at the Tradewinds Resort as it was last year. So they're just splitting that up. I think the idea was the city down there. I don't know if it's actually St. Pete there. It may very well be, but I think they were kind of complaining about how bad the traffic got there over the last few years. So they're trying to split it up between two venues to try and alleviate some of that. So we'll see how that goes. I think having the venue split up is kind of a weird deal, but it may work out. It may not. They may go back to the original way in years to come. But we will know more on St. Pete Bike Fest here shortly. So stay tuned with that, and we will get that to you guys as soon as we know more about it. So yeah, man, that's events. I'm kind of glad that we kind of have events again and events to talk about. And like I said, those are subject to change. We'll see what happens, with all this stuff. I hope that everybody has stayed safe, and that everybody is looking forward as much as I am to getting ourselves out of the house. We did say that last week was probably going to be one of the last episodes that we were going to do split screen. So I guess we weren't technically wrong there. But the plan is that next week we will be at the 1-3 bar with all of our good lights and good camera and all that stuff to bring you guys back to the produced show that you guys are used to seeing. I will also say that we have scheduled our our photographer and videographer to do our to start filming our intro for our new style of show. So that's coming as well. We're working on that. Connie just dropped some crazy bombs on us yesterday or today, actually. So we got some things that are probably going to be coming our way here in the next few months. So stay tuned to that. Things are going to start blowing up here for us, I think. So stay with us, man. Jump on for the ride, because it's going to be one hell of a ride here. I think this year's just going to be, the rest of this year is just going to be a blur. So not that this year already hasn't been a blur for us, but we're so thankful for everybody that has come along with us. We're so thankful for all of our sponsors, and hopefully for some of our future sponsors. We've got some things in the works right now, so hopefully we'll be able to bring you guys some more. Unfortunately, because the 1-3 is not here, we don't have the giveaway for the show from our good friend Samantha over at Lady Phoenix. But fret not, because we've got plenty of that stuff. So next week we will have a game just like we did the week before that HD Racer was able to answer. So again, we'll announce that next week, but we'll have some giveaways for you guys next week. So if you pay attention to the show, you could win yourself a really cool cup, mug, something out there. We've got all kinds of stuff from Samantha over at Lady Phoenix. And let me just do one more thing to make sure that I get her information correct. Lady Phoenix Creations, and I will link her as well. And like I said, if you guys need anything there, vinyl, sublimation, etching, beer mugs, coffee cups, tumblers, wine cups. Basically, she says if you can dream it, she can make it. She'll put just about anything on whatever you want. T-shirts, hats, banners, vinyl, decals, all that stuff. So please do us a favor if you guys are in need of any of that, anything like that. Please head over to ladyphoenixcreations.com. Give Samantha a call and let her hook you guys up, because she does some awesome work. She's done a couple of our t-shirts as well as our koozies back in the day, which we still have a few of. But definitely check her out. She's been awesome to us, and we would like you guys to use her if you guys need that stuff. So cool. I got nothing else. I hope you guys enjoyed the solo show tonight. We'll get the 1-3 fixed up. Like I said, I think it was something to do with his internet or something wasn't working right. And I could see him and I could hear him, and it was just kind of going all over the place. So we just decided, you know what, we'll pack it up. I'll do the show and we'll figure it out next week. So with that, guys, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for joining us, Garth. Thank you, brother. Thumbs up to you as well. We love you guys all. Thank you for hanging out with us. We'll see you guys next time. You guys keep it rocking. Bye-bye now. Have a good night.